meter. Just meter. That's not bad right there. Put your weight down. You're gonna be all right. Hey, you gotta go. You're gonna make it. Want that it's running smoother? Still sounds a little rough.
We had a problem. We rebuilt the injection pump on this Case 450. It had been sitting for maybe 10, 15 years. Got it running. We got an inch of crap in the tank. There's clogging fuel filters left and right. Our tracks are loose. It's got to be greased. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do some repairs and get this thing in tip-top shape and hopefully do a little bit of work with it too. Alright, I came up to check on the Case. I think my dad and Bill kind of got a lot of the little issues squared away. But we had some big winds, especially up here last night. So I think the power is out, and I bet my dad's just got the diesel generator ripping. We built this thing like years ago, right? Maybe when I was 12. And I feel like we've used it actually 5 times when the power's been out. So every time he gets to use it, he gets so excited. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah. Look at her go. Alright, so here it is, a fully functional, pretty much maintained Case 450B dozer. It's been a pretty long path to kind of get to this. You can see right here, the tracks look a lot better. We cleaned out the fuel tank. Remember, we rebuilt the injection pump, changed all the fluids, gave it a good grease. Really, there's only 2 things wrong with it now. We might have to fix the brakes because the brakes just don't work, and that's kind of a nice to have thing. And then I don't think the battery's charging either. It doesn't really use anything other than to start it. It's got a big battery in it, but that's just one of those things. It's kind of nice, just formal to have it start. So we're gonna take a look at that today, but I actually haven't really done any of the work to this. My dad and Bill, the guy at the shop here, have kind of been doing all that. So I'm gonna test it out. I haven't really driven this thing yet, so we're gonna hop on it and see if it'll fire up. I'll just walk you guys. Injection pump looks good. I know they did have one issue. I think it needed to be ran. It was kind of running a little low on power the first little bit, so that's good. Fuel filters were fine. So what they did on the tank was they basically just drained it. They got that big sediment bowl, and then they just kind of got like a rag on a stick in there, scraped the crud out of it, everything, because remember that fill cap was left off for probably 10 years.
Look at the water. Look at this shit.
Wow.
Look at the shit.
Yeah. Holy cow.
Okay, let's try that again.
Wow.
Boy, look at them blobs of tar coming out of there.
Oh, you see that one?
Look at the shit hitting the bottom. Hey, that might be it.
Oh, look at that blob.
You think there's a blob blocking the hole?
Who knows?
Oh,
there is?
Man, look at that.
Leaves.
That's, some of it's tar.
Wow, how are we gonna get that stuff out of there?
We'll get it out.
Wow, leaves.
Looks
Holy
like fudge.
cow.
It looks like fudge.
Man.
Look at that.
Wow. Look at that, just a little cleaning the old-fashioned way, just scraping it out. Man, probably an inch of stuff.
I'll make a big old blob fall out of there.
Yeah, look at that, wow. Look at that.
It's caramel.
Caramel. Oh my goodness.
If you spread that on metal, it'd never rust.
Yeah, might be able to get some. You can see that, man. It's shiny silver in there.
Yep. I'm going to put a little bit of gas in the bottom,
Yeah,
and
right
it should
there.
dissolve the rest of it.
Yeah, right
you know,
there,
that
you see
gasoline really cut that shit good.
Huh.
So if you look back here, so now, just because we were tired of like burning up $50 pairs of fuel filters, we put a big sediment bowl on here, and it looks great in the bottom. You can see, just to kind of catch anything rough before it goes through the fuel filter that we have to replace, right? We can just drain this one or wash this one out. And then Bill did take that plug loose and drain the whole tank out. Look at like the tar that was on here, right? I mean, that's like never coming off the junk that was on there. I can't believe it. So Bill checked the oil in the bowl gear housings. That's awesome. Like I said, the tracks look good, greased them up. This thing had like a brand new undercarriage on it not too many years ago. You can see, I mean, look at those sprockets. You don't see that on used dozers. Probably greased it. I'm sure he changed the filter, stuff like that. He actually mounted the seat too. That's kind of nice. I believe the starter button works now. Changed the engine oil, and I'm not sure if that's engine or hydraulic oil. And he kind of did wire up the starter a little bit. Like I said, I'm not sure what's going on with the alternator. We might take a look at that a little bit after we run it.
All right, here we go.
We just can't slip.
Here we go. Put that battery in.
Oh, not yet. I got to hold this out of the way. We got to very carefully get that in. Oh, you got to lift your end back up.
More?
That way.
Oh, what do I got to do?
No, it's not going to go.
It's not going to go.
There we go. It's shit in the way.
What's in the way?
There we go.
There. Brand new commercial Napa battery.
Roll first.
All right. Whoa, not bad. Not bad.
It sounded okay.
Let's see if there's any smoke coming out of it.
Fire in the hole.
What was that? Oh, a little ether? Did you get...
This thing didn't need much work, right? And that's kind of why we were so steadfast on getting it going, because really the only thing it needed was just some anti-neglect, and it's been a good dozer. And they've been using it around here. I mean, they reshaped a couple things. I'm going to just play around with it today, but I think they're going to do a lot more with it this fall. It's just such a good dozer to have around, and you know, it's good to use them rather than letting them sit. Let's see if it'll start. Starts a lot better than it used to. right, there's a little mound right there. I'm gonna knock that down. So one question for maybe some of you Roosa Master experts or diesel experts, it's kind of hard to tell, but we got a little bit of white smoke, and it's never when it's running, you know. It's always when it just sits and idles for a minute, or when you start it up cold and you let it run for a minute. So what is that? Is that something I missed in the pump? Are the injectors going bad? I don't know. But the pump's pretty simple. I was kind of into it, so if it's something I just need to adjust, that'd be awesome. Drop a comment if you guys know what's going on with that thing, why I'm getting a little white smoke. Because man, watch, when I'm working the thing, it cleans right up. It doesn't do that, so I'm not sure. So a lot of people probably watch us drive this thing and they're like, man, these guys aren't very good operators. And that's true. I haven't really spent probably more than a couple hours on a bulldozer in my life. But a lot of bulldozers, they used to have a clutch or a forward and reverse, and then you would have brakes and you would use that right here to steer left and right. This case is completely different. It's kind of novel, it's kind of new, and it's pretty sweet, but damn, it takes some getting used to. So, I'm just gonna take you through. Right here's my forward and reverse, okay? So this lever's forward and reverse. Then on this side, I have a high and a low for each track. So let's say I want to turn to the right. Right now I'm in neutral. Hear the transmission going? I'm gonna put it in low on, I want to turn to the left. I'm going to put it low on the left track and high on the right. And then I can power turn. And now I want to go back and I want to turn. So it's the opposite. Well, no, I guess it's the same. See, I'm kind of learning here. So then I can go high speed reverse. Forward, low speed forward and doze. On the other side here, I've got my 6-way blade. This is my angle blade, my tilt left and right, and my up down. So it's kind of funny because like you see me running this thing, and you're like a madman on this thing. I want to work this with 2 levers or 2 hands, but I don't have 2 hands because I got to run the blade too. It's kind of funny, but the power steering is pretty sweet. Power steering, I can turn under power because typically on a dozer you remove power from one track, right? So with this, for a 70s or 80s bulldozer, I can steer with power to both tracks. So watch, I can lightly grade or push while I'm steering. is like a gearbox, high and low. So essentially it's like first and third or second and fourth. And then these switch between the two gears that you're in the range. So I don't really know which one. I unfortunately might have been pushing it. Second gear. Oh yeah, that's a whale. Yeah, this is better. This is way better. Way blower. So we're running it. We got a little bit of a drip. We did replace the back seal on the torque converter.
Yeah, we had it off. We ran it with out the belly pan, and it seemed good there, but
now that's a pretty big leak there. So, well, we don't know. We got to take the belly pan off essentially. So you can see how
I mean, we could take it off.
kind of wet everything is in there. Not a bad job. Definitely got to work on my dozer grading skills. But the pile is gone. It's kind of swampy on that side, so I couldn't really get back there super good. And my dad was making a trail that way. But we're gonna check out that leak because it's not like a leak, it's like a stream coming out of that thing.
You have to take that floor pan off.
Oh yeah.
You would know in a hurry if it's
Really coming out right
wow,
there.
that's really dripping. Interesting impact wrench.
Seems like it's on low. I kind of wonder if it's that right there. Oh, look at that. We think it's right there, this fitting, loose.
Well, I don't know. We saw a little drip. I don't know if that's everything though.
No, that's tight. Yeah.
Son of a gun. See? All the way down the belly pan?
What's that?
Here too. Oh, there's a hydraulic pump up there.
I think that's where the main pump is for the blade.
Oh, there's one. It's leaking up there too. I don't know how much.
So that is a little suspect right there, if you can see that. So we went to the junkyard,
Went to the boneyard.
about maybe 100 yards away. It's an O-ring face seal. Shoot.
Oh, nuts.
Back to the drawing board. Yeah, I think we scored.
It's got jam nut?
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be close enough, right?
Yeah. We got that started already. Yeah, looks good.
I think we should go run it. What do you think?
You got to.
I don't see any fluid coming out yet. Man, I don't see any big drips. I'm gonna say case closed on this one. I ran it for 10 minutes, graded that out. You can see bone dry in there now. All right, yeah, check that out. Bone dry with some Toro red. All right, so for the alternator, this thing is supposed to have a key switch, which it does not. So I'm not sure the wiring diagram on this, but usually it's pretty simple. And there's a couple wires on here. So it says right on the alternator. So we've got excite, indicator light, We've got AC tap, which I have no idea, and then we've got out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start it up, and I am going to find 12 volts somewhere and just tap that excite, and then if my system voltage goes up, then we know we're good. If not, then we might have a bad alternator. And just make sure. That's a little suspect. Just make sure what we got here. So we got 12, 8, 9. Then I'll start it here. So definitely not charging when it's running. Let's go see if we can find some power. I'll bump back my sight. Probably should have 14. So we got 3. I got nothing right now out of there. Nothing out of there. So this is 12 volts. See that spark? That next card. Yeah, see that? So we just need basically an interruptible switch to hook this to the battery, because if we left that on all the time, then it would just drain the battery, right? Alright, so we ran it and you can see it's leaking right now. It's basically pouring down the front side and the back side of that cross member. So why that is because that bell housing, that front seal on the torque converter is leaking and filling up that bell housing. Man, that thing really leaks. And it leaks right on top of that cross member and then just flows down both sides. Looking at it, that's a super bummer because we have to pull that entire torque converter. So they did, like I said, they replaced the back seal on that because it was leaking. But in order to fix that, we have to pull the whole torque converter. So then we're looking and it's like, do you just pull the entire motor on this thing just to replace the torque converter? So my dad just summed it up. I'm pretty bummed out, but he said for now we're gonna pull oil in and run it because it doesn't leak bad enough while it's running to stop us. So honestly, things are looking pretty good. It's frustrating on this older stuff like that when you get a big project like that, but it's November right now, beginning of November, the weather's still pretty nice. I think this is more like a January or February garage project, how to fix that, so.
Just a quick clip after about, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 hours dozing. I know it won't show it, but it's impressive, the view already from up here.
Take a picture of them boulders that dozer is actually breaking up and moving out of there.
And there's some clay we dug out of the pond, bottom of the pond 30 years ago. It's like pieces of concrete we're struggling with.
It's literally as hard as concrete.
So that's going to be probably it for this video because I think everything else is going to be a little bit longer term. But here's the good news. Here's everything we did go through. It runs consistently and it doesn't plug up fuel filters. It's got lots of power. So I know that the injection pump rebuild was good. It's getting fresh fuel, everything. That's good. Changed all the fluids. Everything's pretty good except for that torque converter and then just a couple small oil leaks in the front. But if we pull the engine when we address that, we'll take care of that. We greased it, we tightened the tracks, we tightened the track pads. So really, honestly, the thing runs great. It's a fully operational dozer. We just got to figure out what we're gonna do with that torque converter. That's a big problem now. You know, we know the alternator works, so I'm sure Monday Bill will wire up a key switch or something on this so that it'll charge. It's good to go. It's just funny though, you get into this older stuff like that that's been sitting, what else do you expect other than probably worst case scenario, and pulling the engine. So thanks for watching, guys. If you got any suggestions or any info that we're looking for, leave them in the comments below. And other than that, we'll talk to you next time. Holy cow. I don't even know what to say. What's going on in this fuel filter? Look at that.
And this was a fresh one, huh?
This is new. I literally spun this on when we put the injector pump on.
I think you had crap in your lines.
Huh?
When did you get married?
A year ago.
It was close that day, wasn't it?
Shit, I think it was May 7th, right? I forget. Lisa, if you're watching this, I love you. But I also forgot our anniversary.
Tyler doesn't really consider the passing of time.